All right, millions of Americans will probably do something wrong this morning. We don't want you to be among them. It could be catastrophic. Our first guest this morning is here to save you from this utter catastrophe of improper routine dental care, helping us brush up on brushing and finesse our flossing. Dentist Dr. Fred Thal of New Britain, thanks for coming in.
Proud to be here representing the dentists of the state of Connecticut.
All right, and teeth everywhere,
Yes,
right? Okay,
that's
so
right.
why is it so many Americans don't brush properly? And I need to know, have the rules changed?
Well, there are multiple ways of brushing teeth, and you may have been taught one way many years ago. Things have evolved. I'm not sure there's any perfect way to do it. The important thing is that you're getting things clean when you do it. Many people take too little time in doing it. I did put a little toothpaste.
I have my weapon here. Now, this is a tiny little bit of toothpaste.
That's
Is
right.
that all I need?
That's all you need.
Tiny
really.
bit. This is like smaller than a pea. I usually load it up pretty good. May I?
You may.
I
certainly.
don't even want to see bristles under there.
My
Sam, get over here.
point with most people is that most of that's going to go down the drain, and what's going to be most effective is what's on your teeth, and it doesn't take very much.
All right, so it really doesn't take it. We probably
right.
overuse, right?
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to start. It's not polite to talk with my mouth full.
Of course not. All right.
Okay.
I mean, it's a pretty obvious question to ask you, but
Yes.
how important is it to brush your teeth? And how many times a day should you be brushing your teeth, too?
You should definitely brush your teeth twice a day, and flossing once a day would be great.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
If you want to really keep things nice and healthy, you need to get clean in between your teeth, and brushing alone won't get in between your teeth.
How am I doing? I start on the inside, on the top.
Well, actually, that's a very good point, because I was going to make a point of that with everyone. Many people brush too vigorously, too hard, and do more damage along the gum line on the outside.
I've been told I do that.
If you start on the inside like you're doing, a couple of things. You're not going to brush as hard on there,
No.
and as you're doing it, your toothbrush is getting warmed up and softer, and it's not going to be quite as abrasive.
Now, is it possible?
I'm sorry, Dr. Thal. back and forth, or up and down? I said I wouldn't talk, and here I go.
The proper way to do it is along the gum line at a 45-degree angle to the gums, so that you're brushing
Like that, like
yes,
tilting it about
the
like
gum line
yay.
and the tooth at the same time.
Get this in the picture.
You know, the best thing about this segment is that Jeff finally is brushing his teeth.
And brush 2 or 3 teeth at a time,
You'd be lucky I'm not brushing your ears out, buddy.
and be somewhat systematic about it. I always recommend start at the back on one side, go along the gum line until you get to the front, go to the back on the other side, go along until you get to the front again. Do that on all 4 quarters of your teeth. That way you won't miss any of them. Many
Right.
people will start brushing at the back, they'll scrub real good there, they'll jump to the front, they'll brush real well there. They'll miss the ones at the corners of their mouth.
Now, is it more beneficial to have a more expensive toothbrush or an electric toothbrush? Is that better to do, better to have? Oh, come on. Don't hide it. It's
I don't
okay.
want to do that in front of our viewers. It's disgusting.
You got a little...
Oh, I'm sure I do.
You can spend anywhere from a couple of dollars for a plain manual toothbrush to $150 or more for an electric toothbrush.
Now, are the $150 toothbrushes that much better than the $2 ones?
It depends on what you do with it. And some people...
Well, I brush my teeth with them. I'm not really sure what other people are doing.
Hey, that's your business, buddy.
Cleaning the toilets.
You could spend all day with an expensive toothbrush and never get your teeth clean. The important thing is to get every single surface of your tooth, and inside and out, top and bottom.
One thing I learned,
Yes.
I used to use too little
Exactly.
floss. So what I do, and I wrap it, I also use kind of like a wider floss. This is very stringy, which is fine, I guess, right?
Yes.
Does it matter as long as we have something going?
Certainly, floss, any kind of floss is better than nothing.
True.
And the best kind is probably unwaxed, multi-fibered, yes. But some people have trouble with that if their teeth are real tight together.
Here's what I do, and I don't. Oh, thank you, Sam. I love this. I love him being assertive. So I usually start in the middle with my top rack, and go to the one side, and then go from the middle to the other side.
Perfect.
I guess the order really doesn't matter too much, does it?
As long as you get all of them.
And how often do we need to sort of pull and train for some new floss? You know what I mean?
If you're doing a good job every day, there really shouldn't be that much plaque there to remove, so I'm not sure that's critical to use
Right.
different pieces of floss as you're going along.
I usually do sort
But
of.
what you're wanting to do is actually to loosen the plaque in between the teeth, so then it can be removed with the
And it's-
brush and rinsed away.
And it's not just the visible food particles, right?
No, exactly.
Here's another question: does it matter whether we floss or brush first?
As far as I know, no.
Doesn't make
Not
much
really.
difference.
As long as you do both,
Can-
right?
As long as you do both.
Is
Okay.
it possible to brush your teeth too much?
You can brush too hard.
This is an argument I have with my dad all the time, where he brushes his teeth every time after he eats a meal.
Anytime you're buying a toothbrush, get a soft bristled
bristled,
toothbrush.
not a hard bristled
That's
one,
right.
'cause
A
it'll
hard
ruin the
bristled
enamel.
toothbrush will cause, and it'll cause the gums to recede, exposing the roots of the teeth.
Now,
One rack down.
Also use an appropriate sized toothbrush.
Yeah.
I'm a pediatric dentist myself. When you're brushing your child's teeth, you should always have a small toothbrush, as opposed to a large toothbrush that's going to take up too much room.
By the way, may I just ask, we're not looking just for the gaps that have visible food particles.
No, you're actually removing plaque germs from in between your teeth.
Get out of there.
You actually do a very good job.
You're
Thank
doing
you.
great. I got one more question for you, and then we
Yes.
have to wrap things up. Does mouthwash really help get rid of the potential for cavities? Or does it just make your
Mouthwash
breath
will kill
nice?
off a certain number of bacteria.
Okay.
But the bacteria will multiply and come back within a relatively short amount of time. It certainly does help, and the breath freshening part of it is an added benefit as well. It doesn't take the place of removing the plaque, which is very sticky and needs to be removed mechanically,
Right.
just as Jeff is
So you
doing.
need those dental visits also
That's right.
from time to time for
and a good point, healthy teeth and gums will not bleed. So if your gums are bleeding, you need to be doing something different.
And healthy gums means you keep those teeth for life, the most important thing, right?
Exactly.
Dr.
Yes.
Fred Thal of New Britain, thank you so much for
You're
coming in.
welcome.
Very good information.